All right, 5 o'clock. Good to have you with us. We're going to intro a new topic, but I want to keep the momentum going because a lot of people have a lot to say about it. It's very simple. Tigers win 4 in a row, and we couldn't possibly sit here and be all excited about it. I mean, we're not on the payroll. They're out of it. What are they, 6, 7 under 500? They're 8 games out of the wild card. They blew their shot for us to be joyful. The question was, what is the biggest what if? That if blank went differently, we'd be amped. The phone lines would be full, and we'd be in a real playoff chase. And Rico and I settled on Torque. I mean, the free agency thing's a no-brainer, but let's face it, it required negotiation. Torque was yours. He was going to be a middle-of-the-order bat for you, and he was so atrocious. He was unemployed before Javi Baez. And I know, David's screwing around with the Wyatt Langford thing. No, I will say it again. Wyatt Langford alone would not have done that. You needed Wyatt plus free agents. Then it's different. But David wants to be provocative today. That's his deal. I also want to bring up Matthew Judon got traded. And now it's to a team in the NFC that is going to be a pain in the ass. No, I don't think they're as good as the Lions, but are they someone I will be excited to play? No. He went to Atlanta. In concert with that move of trading for Judon, who's an elite pass rusher, they signed Justin Simmons, who's a Pro Bowl safety. Now they have the best safety combo in football with Simmons and Jesse Bates. Kirk Cousins, Drake London. Have you seen Bijan run? And what we will assume is a rejuvenated Kyle Pitts because he has a quarterback with functioning arms. So I have a question. We all kick this around a little. I'm not bent out of shape by it. But do you believe the Lions missed out? There is an element of the fan base that wants them to have a little less Snead in them, F them picks, and you're in a Super Bowl window, and you might have the pass rushers you need. Maybe James Houston, maybe Davenport stays healthy, but it's no one we know. You bring Matthew Judon here. Now every third down, it's Judon Hutch with DJ Reader disrupting in the middle. Oh boy. Do you feel they missed out here? Totally okay if you say no. I just wonder.
I do.
You do.
I do.
Because you're negative.
I am.
Wait, we're disagreeing again. Unbelievable. It's not how it's supposed to be.
Mike, what should I think? Help me.
Just will you please deliver your opinion?
I do because I've said it, man. If you can add to this pass rush, it makes your linebackers better. It makes your secondary better. It makes everything about your defense better because the quarterback is under duress. You've moved him out of the pocket, and they're going to probably throw the ball away, or this is how you get your interceptions. You need to add just an extra pass rusher. And it's not to say that, oh, you don't believe in Houston. Hey, newsflash, you could have a lot of people on the defensive line and just kind of rotate them in like a hockey shift where it's just, okay, you know what? You guys, 2 plays. Go in there, go as hard as you can, come on off, next 2 guys. Yes, and for a third-round selection, because it's why I wasn't happy during the draft when they went out and got the project tackle because you gave up picks in order to get this guy. It's why I think they also gave up picks for Vaki as well. It's like, okay, you're in your window now and you're going out getting guys that you can groom for later. Man, screw later, right now. Just try to win everything and don't worry about 4 or 5 years down the line.
And then listen, if you don't believe it matters, that's fine. But I'm okay if people say, yeah, I wish we had him. Look, I think Atlanta right now has become one of the better teams in the NFC. No, they're not San Francisco, or Green Bay, but are they number 4?
You know what they are? In my opinion, coming into this, they're kind of what you were coming into last year's season.
Yeah.
Where everybody kind of said, come on, man, seriously, the Lions, you've seen the Lions, right? And all you did was gather up pieces. You got better. And by the end of the year, nobody wanted to play you. But at the beginning of the year, you were still a little bit of a joke.
They have an elite corner in A.J. Terrell. Justin Simmons, who they just signed, believe it or not, his 30 interceptions lead the NFL since 2016. They pair him with the other elite ball hawk safety in the league in Jesse Bates. Now they add a pass rusher. They haven't had a guy have double-digit sacks since 2016. Well, if Judon's healthy, he's a mortal lock for 11, 12, 13 sacks. You know what they are offensively. Yeah, an NFC team got a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think that's overstating it, guys, that's fine. But I understand Rico's side. I can't disagree, but I'm also not going to like chair drop and be all I get you don't have a third-round pick next year, and I understand. Look, you just gave Decker an extension. Maybe you didn't want to go 2 at 28 for this guy. He's demanding a deal. It's going to be a 2-year extension. But, yeah, Rico's not wrong, guys. You kind of get to the mountaintop, you better win it.
But
because before you know it, you're going to be tumbling down it.
But this is one of those things where I throw my hands up because it's not a priority for this team, is that pass rusher. I have been begging them for years. Just, guys, one more. Just get one more.
They think they have them.
They do.
And I don't know if we're all going to find out together. Look, when people evoke the name of James Houston, that's a guy who caught fire as a rookie in about a 7 or 8 game span, right? Mm-hmm. He died last year. He was nowhere. Now we're banking on what we saw 2 years ago, that over 18 weeks, he can be that guy. Marcus Davenport, a guy who rarely is healthy. They're banking that he can be healthy. Rico, I'm with you. I would have added someone else. I'm not going to scream that they did.
Right. A third-round selection.
And again, they didn't have a third.
I know. They had one until they gave it away.
See, and that's why, and I talked to you guys yesterday, and I know it is a lot, but I thought they should have given the second round because they had no third round, and you wanted to get ahead of the other teams that wanted him. And I know second-round pick is a lot for a guy that's 32 years old and you know, coming off injury and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot, but I think, like you do, Rico, they don't prioritize it enough, and I think they need more. And this would have been more. This would have been what you do to become not just the best team in the North, but you then become the best team in the NFC.
And it's one of those things where you always say, hey, act like you've been there before. They haven't. So it's maybe in the future they realize, you know what, we may need to save some of these picks to make the moves and make the trades. But right now,
if you want a chair drop, I will simply guide you back to, what was it, week 7? If we're at the trade deadline and this team is cruising and doing well and you see some names of players you can go and get for a pick and they don't do it and one of these players goes to a rival, that's when I'll be upset.
Right.
But I get it. I'm
not
fighting
asking for a chair drop now, but it's one of those. Atlanta is kind of becoming sneaky good. They remind me a lot of where Detroit was going into last year.
Yeah, as long as Cousins is healthy, which we presume he is, they have, you know what it is? They have a lot of high-end players. They do.
They do, but so did the Lions. And nobody was really buying in Goff. It was like, yeah, but Hendon Hooker, and they drafted him and blah, blah, blah. What did Atlanta do? They went out and drafted somebody. Could we really believe in Cousins?
Atlanta, this is where, and I know, we're not doing Atlanta radio. I'll never understand the Penix pick. Because at 8, they could have taken Dallas Turner. They could have taken another offensive lineman.
And maybe he becomes their Hendon Hooker where you just wasted a pick.
Potentially.
But have you seen Bijan run?
Well, you're gonna. Because I don't know what Arthur Smith was doing. He may have targeted him a bunch, but he had him in bubble wrap. They ain't playing that this year.
It's going to be a 30 for 30. We're going to find out the real reason what was going on with Arthur Smith.
248-539-9797. David, early returns on the ticket text. What do people have to say?
Falcons got a lot better. When Cousins gets hurt and old man Penix comes in, they will fall off, though.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Just so we're all on the same page. Where do opinions like that come from? That Cousins is this certainty to die because he had a catastrophic injury last year.
Because
how do you know Goff's not going to have a catastrophic injury?
Because he won't. He's going to win the MVP. Because in this town, we are the greatest, and everybody else is just going to be mediocre and they're subpar. And it's like, guys, it's football. But I agree with you. But yes, that it's the opinion that makes you sleep at night. That you're just going to, well, it won't work with Cousins. No. People said it wouldn't work with Goff. How'd that work out?
I agree completely. I hate that they traded away those picks on draft day, but won't upgrade with proven talent. If they had traded for an edge last year at the deadline, they'd have played in the Super Bowl. Someone else says, come on, Rico. Judon is 32.
Stop.
I don't want to be Les Snead. Save the pick.
All right, turn his mic off. I'm going to defend Rico in this regard. No, stop. I'm taking care of this. I've had enough because I'm going to tell you something. This idea that like Rico says something that flies in the face of Lord Holmes or Lord Campbell that he's just a hater and a numbnuts and a boner, you guys got to drop it. Matthew Judon, yeah, he is over the age of 30. He also, if you actually watch football, much less just parse data, is a sack a game in his last 20 games. He's an elite pass rusher who was on a terrible football team and wanted out. You don't think Matthew Judon, deployed by Aaron Glenn, with the players you have, that he wouldn't come here and be a destroyer? Oh, but no, I forgot. Oh, Rico said it, so it's got to be stupid. Now, look, I don't like doing this because his ego's already big enough, but I've just about had it. It's a salient point. He's not wrong. And I wanted the guy here. I'm not going to be upset by it. But this idea that you just dismiss it because Rico said it, oh, he's a dirty Niner. No, he's a guy who knows football and watches the game. For Christ's sakes, it's okay to just say, guy could help. 248. Jesus. For a town that's 1-0, I tell you, you guys think you got some big balls. You need the wheelbarrow? Maybe I'll carry him through the threshold for you. You got a lot of work to do to win it all. I must have missed the parade next to the Kearns clock. Hit a button.
You're going to be a problem.
I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
Because, Mike,
Matthew Judon's a damn good football player.
Because if you question anything that right now the Lions do, Brad Holmes knows more than you. Guys, he could help you out. The Hutchinson that you want would come out if he had somebody on the other side. But you didn't.
It's fine. It's fine. My point is, it's okay if you didn't want him. But what I don't understand is the ad hominem attack nature. Oh, this guy blows. And it's like, dude, that's just wrong. You're just saying things to make yourself feel better. The guy is objectively very good to elite.
David, I'll simply ask, did they at least spell my name right?
Okay.
Yeah, he actually just texted back. I said that to mess with Rico, to be honest.
Yeah, just so long as you spell my name right, that's all I care about.